supposed to be. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am messing loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am messing loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hope against all hope. I'm through longing, something gone that'll never return. Think I've finally learned. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming. The life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing someone else's star will never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. Not survived many times before. I will once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new.
Please stand if you're able. All right, we're going to sing Flow Spirit Flow, which is number 251 in your brown hymnal there, if you'd like to open to the lyrics. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. All right, let's sing together. Flow, Spirit, flow, and all my fears release. I am a channel for thy love and peace. Fill me with power and let my heart be strong. Fill me with joy that I may sing thy song. Heal, Spirit, heal, and all myself renew. I am expressing thy perfection true. Fill me with love that I may loving be. Fill me with life that I may live for thee. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Gainesville. May this service bless each of you on your spiritual path. Those of you that are here in person, those of you that are joining us on Zoom or Facebook, and all those who are with us in spirit. My name is Celeste Kroll, and I'll be guiding us through this service this morning. We are blessed to have Carla Palmer as our speaker today, and Rebecca Vincent as our musician. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here. And our chaplain is Rapali Robinson. And now our opening prayer by Carla.
So let's just take a moment to breathe. Breathe in. Breathe into that heart chakra, that center of the chest. Breathing in love and breathing out love. Breathing gratitude for this beautiful morning. Breathing gratitude for getting yourself here. And now just letting go of all that took to get here. And so we bless all of the Unity churches all over the world. We bless all of those groups and organizations that have God as the higher power. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are here, we are here, we are here in the I amness of the Christ within. And so it is. Amen.
I want to ask, do we have any first-time visitors today? And if so, if you're willing and comfortable to do so, please raise your hand so that we may welcome you properly. Any first-time visitors?
And what about second-time visitors?
Okay. All right. So now I wanted to say about our prayer partner, Rapali. Prayer is an essential unity practice, and you are invited to stay after the service to pray with our prayer partner in the room to the left, and access is through the gathering room. Also, I have a couple of announcements. One is a reminder about the art of quantum living, and this is going to be given on 3 Saturdays in June at Unity of Gainesville, and there is a little handout in the alcove about this, and it looks like it's going to be very, very exciting. Another
And
thing,
Celeste, I just want
go ahead.
to say that this is really big. This is really an important class, and it will help you transform. It will change your life. I know Jim and I are going to be signing up for it, so I hope you do too.
And the other thing I wanted to tell you about is the guest speaker feedback. We've been having this year a number of guest speakers, but we would like to know what you think about these guest speakers. So in the alcove is a little form. If there's one that you would like to comment on, please pick up the form and just fill it out, just so we have some feedback about what you think about some of the guest speakers that have come and blessed our service. And now I would like to introduce our Daily Word speaker, Debbie Jackson.
Good morning, family and friends. Today's daily word is freedom. The affirmation is taking responsibility for my life leads me to freedom. The scripture, for you were called to freedom, brothers and sisters. Galatians 5:13. Each life has its share of ups and downs. Like most people, I have felt blessed by my happy experiences and laid low by my more difficult ones. I have used the spiritual tools of forgiveness and gratitude to learn from and move beyond my more painful experiences. This kind of spiritual housekeeping is my key to lasting freedom. By releasing blame and regret over and over again, if necessary, I am ensuring that I will not be bound by the past and limited by an outworn image of myself. Life is dynamic, and so am I. My growth is dependent upon my forward movement, and I commit to embracing the freedom that comes from leaving the past behind. With gratitude, I bless the person I was. With faith, I reach unencumbrance for the person I am becoming. Taking responsibility for my life leads me to freedom.
That was beautiful. Jana Stanfield called If I Were Brave. I'm so sorry. I'm still taking in that daily word. What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? If I believed the wind would always fill up my sail, how far would I go? What would I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask for if you knew you could have anything? I'm not sure what's going on here today, folks. I think that capo is messing me up. All right, let's see. Sometimes we just gotta pivot. All right? It's more brave to pivot, isn't it? Sometimes. Here we go. This spirit adventures in the present moment. Grateful. Okay, here we go. What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask for if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? If I were brave.
If I were brave. I'm not sure if my mic is on. Can y'all hear me? Is it projecting? Okay. Yeah, if I were brave, I think I'd be right up here sharing my heart with you. And thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Courage. This is our topic today. It's really funny when Reverend Betty and I made up the list and the affirmations of what we were going to be doing for the whole year. We did that last year. We did it in December. And it all sounded good. And then we come to May and it's courage. And I'm going, what in the world am I going to say about this, you know? And it's amazing how much, I just want you all to know, how much it's teaching us and how it is touching us, because we are going to be trying to touch you, and it's been a wonderful journey. So courage. And I've called this, I claim my good, because really that's what we're doing in courage. But let me give you some of the other, more dictionary kind of things here. Courage is a spiritual quality that we have. Have you noticed when we're courageous, we're in a different mindset? We have a higher vibration. It enables us to remain poised and centered in spirit amidst difficulties, just like we saw how brave you are, Rebecca. Amazing. And some of these difficulties are also in danger. They're dangerous, right? So courage of one's convictions also, you've heard that expression. The ability to do something that is frightening. That's what my dictionary said. So courage is not an absence of fear, an absence of fear. Like you might have a child who said, you say he doesn't fear anything. He tried to jump off the roof. That was what happened to one of our kids. So, and he wanted to show his cousins to come up on the roof and do the same thing. Yeah, we interceded in that. Yeah. But it's not that absence of fear. It's choosing to lean into fear. That's what courage is. So it's a mixture of spiritual powers, strength, faith, and love. And that means you've got 25% of all the powers that we're endowed with in this one thing called courage. So I thought that was pretty cool. And that's why I think it has the ability to transform us. In the beginning, I don't know if you heard this or if it touched you, but we said lives are transformed. And so the other day I was thinking, what is that going to mean to them? To everybody, that their lives are transformed. And so what it means is that we are on our brains are on a certain kind of operation system, like a computer. Okay. And so when we come in here, because we want to be here, we want to have a new operating system, because we're going to find something in here that is said that we already knew, but we didn't know we knew. Right? And so when it is said, you go, oh yeah, it's a reminder. And what that does is it changes your whole operating system. That's the transformation. That's what happens. And so we say we express the Christ within. It's that higher vibrational frequency that when we have that, oh, really, that's truth. I think I'm hearing truth here. You already knew it, but you just didn't know. So I want to give you a story right away, right at the beginning. I don't know if any of you heard this. Last Tuesday, this plane, this Cessna 208 Caravan plane, flew out of the Bahamas. Did you hear? Some people are going, yeah, you heard about it. And the pilot had gone unconscious. And so one of the passengers put out a radio signal saying, we would like for this is what they asked for. I would like for somebody to show me how to land this plane. And so he said, just give me these instructions. And so the towers that along the coast of Florida that heard him, they were like, we can't even see this guy on radar. Where's this coming from? And so but he wants to know how to land it. And so they knew that there was a flight instructor there that day. And so they went out and they got him. And he was on a break. He was just reading a magazine. And so they brought him up to where the to where they were looking in all their radars and all that kind of thing, all the screens. And so they said, this guy, and the flight instructor said, I've never even been in that brand of Cessna, 208 Caravan. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know what the controls look like. And so they get online, and they found it, and they found a picture of the cockpit, and they printed it out, And then they gave it to him and says, there. He says, good, now I can tell him, what to do. And so he did. The guy, they could hear him. He said, where are you? And the guy said, I don't have any idea where I am, but I can see the ocean and I can see the land, and I think it's Florida. So they said, okay, we've got to find you. And that took 4 minutes. 4 minutes to find this plane on their radar. Can you imagine how long that lasted for that guy in the cockpit? So that he was, and as I said, he was just the passenger. So anyway, they finally got him. They finally found him on the radar, and they talked him in, and the flight instructor did all this. And he would talk slowly, and he would say, now I want you to do something for me. That made a connection, didn't it? He was connected to the guy, and he said, and I want you to just don't do anything really fast, but very slowly and he was guiding him on what to do. And when I actually heard that recording in the news one that I heard. So fear was present. Can't you imagine? You could probably cut it with a knife in that plane, and on land. But the flight instructor says, I'm looking for an airport for you that's big enough, that has a long enough runway, that'll give you plenty of room and it'll give you a good target. Because when you're up in the air and you've got to find it. So that happened to be Boca Raton, that airport. And so he guided him down. He told him very, very slowly, do this, that. And the guy landed the plane. And they had emergency vehicles there to take the pilot, who was unconscious, to the hospital and all that. Can you imagine? And then afterwards, the guy who landed the plane, he said when it was all over, he said, I was sweating and I was shaking, and he said, and when it was all over, I wanted to cry, because all I wanted to do was to get home to my pregnant wife. Yeah, that's all I had in my mind. So fear was present, but it wasn't carried. And that's another clue for today. We care, but we don't carry. So it transforms you, as I said, with spiritual energy. You vibrate differently. You work then with a new operating system. And you know what? I think I was transformed that day. How many of you who really heard that were transformed? And so we are, as it said in the daily word that Debbie read, we're conduits, aren't we? We are conduits of spirit. My Indian teacher used to say, we are hollow bones. And that's what she meant by we are conduits of spirit. I almost didn't want to open that CNN news thing, but I had put out into consciousness that I needed a really good example for you all, for courage. So I thought, okay, well, if I put that out, click, you know. And then when I heard it, it was great. So why did I hesitate? Why did I hesitate to open that? Because fear. So much of the news today is fear-based. And I don't need that. I can conjure up enough fear of my own without listening to more of it. Fear grabs us really quickly. That's why we have that fear-based news. It sells. And the news people that are the most fearful have the most viewers. They win. You know, they win on viewership. But once we know that these are their tactics, once we know that, it no longer works against us. You know, once you know truth, then the opposite of that can't work against you. We can turn it off. We don't have to listen to it. And so we come here where truth is taught. That's another thing that we said today, where truth is taught. So scientists, you know, being a scientist, I love to get into this, but scientists say that when we are in fear, we contract. We go like this. But when we are in courage, we expand. We expand. So in fear, when we contract, we think that there's a problem out there. That's my problem. We don't go within. But in courage, we accept what is happening. That passenger who radioed and said, I just need somebody to show me how to land this plane, that's all I want. It was a simple request, right? He accepted what was happening. We, in courage, we accept what's happening. This is happening. We don't say, this should not be happening. I am going to contract. I am not going to, participate in this. No. In courage, we have to accept what is. And we take a moment to breathe, right? And I want you all to take a moment to breathe. And on an interpersonal level, fear and contraction allow us to eliminate other people. We write them off. I'll never invite them into my home again, that kind of thing. We exclude them and somehow expel them. And so this immediately gives us a false sense of being in control. I'm going to control who comes in that front door, right? A sense of being in control. But research says that people who are controlling are usually afraid of losing something. And have any of you ever been called a control freak? Anybody else but me? I hope. Okay, good. All right, good. Whew, not the only one. A fear that's hardly ever recognized because we're acting out and trying to control the situation. But that control is, I want it this way so I don't have anything to fear, right? So are you brave enough? That's this inner journey that we come here to do. It's not out there, really. It's what's in here. To breathe and to look beneath your fear, that takes courage. To realize you're fearful and you go, what is under this? And then you say, fear, okay, what's under that? That things won't go my way. Okay, that there won't be an outcome that I want. And you say, okay, what's under that? And you go, it's like you're digging a well. And when you get to the bottom of the well, you get to the truth behind that fear. So what do you want to protect? And sometimes fear brings us into an aggressive pose. When we are in aggression, we are disconnected. So it's courageous just to stay connected. And didn't that guy connect? He was saying, I'm trying to connect with a tower somewhere. Staying connected. And then the instructor that said, do this for me, please. Do this for me. Yeah, it was amazing to hear the video, to hear the audio of it. We think, well, I'm trying to make a better life for myself and my family. You're disconnecting. Because what are we doing? We want to make a better life for everybody. We want that connection. But any of that separation just doesn't work. I want to tell you another story. I told Rapali before, I said, I think I rewrote my talk this morning. And I was, I don't know, I woke up with it, and I don't know if I have enough time, but I knew that I had to tell this story. My friend Phyllis, and not Phyllis who goes here, but my friend Phyllis, she lived down in Fort Myers, and when we lived there, we had a book group, a spiritual book group, and we called it the Inner Space Group, not the outer space, but the Inner Space Group. And so we met every Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 4, and we read aloud, and we discussed a spiritual book, and we read all kinds of spiritual books. It was just wonderful. And she was the leader of it, and we all became really good friends and all that. And Phyllis had been a psychotherapist, and she told me this story one day when we went to lunch. And she said that her first job was being the psychologist for a juvenile detention facility. And these boys that she had to deal with, it was for boys. And these boys that she had to deal with were closed, you know. You could tell with the body language when somebody's closed, they go like this, and you know. And so she couldn't seem to reach them, to even talk to them about what was going on with them or anything. And this went on for months. And so one day she came into work, and she had a basin, you know, those enamel round basins, and a big pitcher, and a whole bunch of towels. And she said, the only thing I could do for these young boys, young teenagers, was to wash their feet. And so she was brave, she was courageous, because she didn't know if that would create some kind of a friction, you know, within the system. Oh no, you can't touch people, you can't do this, you can't do that. But she would put this warm water in the basin and have them soak their feet, and then she would wash their feet, and then she would dry their feet. And this went on, and they finally opened up to her. And they told her some of the horrendous stories about what was going on in their family and all that. And so I get a little emotional, but I just loved that story, because it shows her courage as someone who really wanted to reach and make a connection there, because without the connection, and those of you who are in this field know that you have to make a connection. And as a teacher, I know that too, and when we have a class. So this connection then means that if we harm another person, that means we are harming ourselves. So Howard Thurman said that about connection. He said for the marginalized, Howard Thurman was a mystic and a theologian, and he lived around the same time, not both their lifetimes, but at some point both their lifetimes kind of were at the same time in the early 1900s, with the Fillmores and Howard Thurman. So he said that when we don't have a sense of belonging, when we don't have a sense of connection, we have a very we feel very insecure. I'm trying to use these terms that I'm not familiar with, but we feel this insecurity. And he said, but as soon as they catch on that we are the children of God, that insecurity kind of starts to melt away. And so we are all one. We are all children of God. And so we are all brothers and sisters. And we all, when we hurt one, we hurt ourselves. And we hurt the whole group that way. Brene Brown, have you ever heard of her, or her books and all? She is a social researcher, and social science researcher, and so she interviews people and asks them about their feelings and their thoughts and all that. And she's written several books. And she was giving an interview one day, and she said, they said, what else is changing? Is there anything changing, from your original research to today? And she said the main thing that's changing is that people identify with what they hate. And it's very disturbing to her. She says they identify with what they don't like. And they get together with who they're against, kind of thing. And it's almost heartbreaking to her. Instead of, who do you love? What do you love? And that's what it used to be. How do you connect with people? Oh, try to find people with the same kinds of ideas or common, fun and everything like that. They like art, they like to go to the ballet, they like, whatever. It's things that are creative. And bowling, whatever. And so, well, I don't know where that came from. But anyway, hello. The thing is this what I want you to do? Because I already tell you that because I'm a teacher, you have to put up with this. But I want to give you some homework. I want you to go home this afternoon after you have a nice lunch, you rest, meditate, whatever you want to do. And then I want you to make a list of all the things you love. I really do. Make that list of what you love, because you know what? That is what you are, not what you hate. What you love. What did Jesus say? Love one another. Take care of one another. That was the main thing. That was the main theme of what he said. Stay connected. When you are your brother's keeper, aren't you connected? Right. And then the last idea I'm going to leave you with is that people with deep faith develop a high tolerance for ambiguity. And isn't that interesting? They can recognize that it's only the small self, that little egoic self that needs certitude, perfect order. How does this work? The God self is perfectly at home in this river of mystery. The river of mystery is what Howard Thurman called it. Yeah. So, can you say this with me? I'm willing to try new things and ways of being. I'm willing to try new things and ways of being. And I have the courage to claim my good. I have the courage to claim my good. And so it is. All right. Okay, Rebecca is going to come up, and she's going to lead us in a chant, and then we are going to have our meditation.
Thank you, Carla, so much. That was just such a beautiful message.
You're so welcome.
I get spirit shivers when you
Yeah.
speak and when you
Yeah.
pray. And, I don't know what happened, before with this If I Were Brave song, but I love you all, and I want you to hear this message because I stopped right before this part. So I'm just going to take what didn't work and say, bye-bye. And I'm going to sing this part to you because I really feel this
Thank you.
in my heart now.
Thank you.
Okay? So please close your eyes, and this will lead us into meditation. Okay? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, would the voice of courage whisper in my ear? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to tread, and never lose faith even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I were brave.
And now let us just, if you feel comfortable, keep your eyes closed and breathe, relaxing, and allow the words that I speak to be those of your own heart. As we take this lesson inside, inside our heart, the center of courage. And so here it is. Loving presence glows, radiating light through me. Courage, singing yes. I am what I love. Surely goodness and mercy follow me always. My yes transforms me. I am that for whom I wait. This light burns brightly. Flowers growing wild teach me to wait for guidance. Courage is to wait. How do I belong? Insecurity beckons. I am the presence. The me idea willing to float in the void with faith in the flow. Trusting in this mystery, I let go of the controls and bask in oneness. Lord of my being, in the silence I listen. And so it shall be. Amen.
So now I'd like to lead you into this chant.
Breathe in, chant.
Deeper, deeper into the heart of love. 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 Letting go into the mystery. Letting go into the mystery. Letting go into the mystery. Rising in love. Deeper, deeper into the heart of 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 love. Letting go into the mystery. Letting go into the mystery. Letting go into the mystery. Rising in love. One more time. Deeper, deeper into the heart of love. Deeper, deeper into the heart of love.
Amen.
Amen.
Wow. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Prosperity grows hand in hand with courage. There is no lack in giving and supporting where one is spiritually fed. But you have to experience this for yourself to know the truth of it. Through the love and appreciation you have for your spiritual center, you can keep it alive and thriving to bless this beautiful community we love by investing in its sustainability. At this time, we embrace the principle of giving as a spiritual practice. You are invited to take your love offering in your hand, or imagine it if you've already given. And now we bless our gifts, knowing that as we give, our blessings are multiplied. So together, divine love expressed in me, through me, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Let us now give thanks for the continued growth and prosperity of our beautiful ministry. Hold these words in your heart. Unity of Gainesville, Florida is richly blessed and in the flow of universal abundance. We give thanks that just the right people with loving hearts and skills to help us grow are attracted to join us. We accept the good that enriches us and all with whom we have contact. We are prosperous, loving, and healthy, joyfully co-creating an abundant life. And so it is. And now, congregational song.
The children's song. Yeah. Please stand if you're able to welcome in Miss Isabel. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let
Through the love and appreciation you have for your spiritual center, you can